The man never imagined that the fiancé he had abandoned for being disabled would be publicly proposed to by a billionaire CEO worth tens of billions. What he didn't know was that the woman wasn't disabled at all, and she herself owned assets worth tens of millions. 3 years earlier, the woman had thrown herself in front of a car to save him, and the accident left her with a leg injury. Her father, the wealthiest man in the country, spared no expense on her treatment, but fearing his daughter might be betrayed, he suggested she hide her true identity and pretend to be disabled for 3 years to test the man's sincerity. For years, the man's behavior seemed flawless. When the woman finally believed he had passed the test, she was ready to reveal her identity and plan their wedding. But just outside her bedroom door, she overheard him in an intimate moment with her close friend, Laura. Her heart sank. She instantly realized they had betrayed her. She wanted to expose them on the spot, but they denied the affair. Instead of showing guilt, they mocked her for being a cripple. The woman swore to make them pay for their betrayal. After leaving, she told her father about her fiancé and Laura's betrayal. Enraged, her father wanted to cancel the wedding immediately, but she stopped him, insisting the wedding go on as planned, because she already had a revenge plan in mind. She would take her revenge in front of everyone on her wedding day. As she hung up the phone and was heading home, a thief targeted her, thinking her limited mobility made her an easy victim. He snatched her handbag and ran. Frightened, she cried out for help, believing no one would come to her aid. But like a hero, a man appeared. He easily subdued the thief, retrieved the bag, and returned it to her in person. He politely asked if she needed further assistance. Looking at the handsome and brave man before her, her heart skipped a beat. She impulsively said she needed him to marry her. The man gave no immediate reply. Embarrassed, she laughed it off as a joke, saying he must not want to marry someone disabled. But he seriously replied that he was willing. His sincerity moved her deeply. She told him that if he married her, she would repay him. Hearing that, he chuckled. What she didn't know was that he was actually a billionaire CEO. Nor did she realize that her casual words would make him determined to marry her. The wedding went on as scheduled. The woman stood with her unfaithful fiancé at the center of the ceremony. Unaware of the betrayal, the guests offered their heartfelt congratulations. To liven the atmosphere, the host invited the bride to share the couple's love story. Little did anyone know, this was exactly what she had planned for her revenge. The bride smiled as she took the microphone. She began recounting her sacrifices for the groom, giving up her education for him, even becoming disabled after saving his life in a car accident. The guests were moved to tears by her devotion, but instead of gratitude, the groom scowled. He snapped at her, accusing her of ruining their wedding with such sad stories. His anger only fueled her plan. With a signal, a massive banner unfurled across the hall. "Today is not my wedding day. It is the day I abandon this man." The groom's face twisted with fury. "How dare you dump me? You're unworthy," he roared. The guests murmured, curious. Why would she cast him aside? The bride revealed the truth, her fiancé's secret affair with her best friend, Laura. The crowd gasped, but instead of shame, the groom smirked. He brazenly declared, "Laura is the real bride today. I'm leaving this cripple behind." At his words, Laura strutted in wearing a glamorous gown, smugly joining him at the altar. The bride's anger flared. "Fine," she announced. "Then I, too, will marry someone else. Today, right here before you all." The groom laughed off her words. Seeking to humiliate her further, he turned to the guests. "Tell me, should I marry Laura instead?" Moments ago, the crowd pitied the bride. But with Laura offering each guest $10,000, their loyalty shifted instantly. One by one, they shouted their support for Laura. The groom basked in their cheers. Drunk on arrogance, he shoved divorce papers at the bride. "Sign this and get out of my wedding." But she tore the papers to shreds, throwing the pieces into his face. Enraged, Laura ordered the guests to drag her out. Just then, the grand doors burst open. Dozens of men in black suits marched in, each carrying a gift worth billions. The hall fell into stunned silence. Whispers rippled through the crowd. Who could command such wealth and power? And then he appeared. The man the bride recognized immediately. The same one who had once rescued her from the thief. The billionaire CEO. Under the spotlight, he strode past the speechless guests and stopped before the bride. "These gifts worth billions," he declared. are my betrothal to you. Then, in front of everyone, he dropped to one knee. Marry me. The groom and Laura's faces darkened. In a desperate attempt to save face, they sneered, "He's just an actor. This is all fake." But the CEO silenced them with sharp words, condemning the groom for betraying the very woman who once saved his life. Then he revealed damning evidence, proof of the groom and Laura's affair. Shameless as ever, the groom retorted, "She's just a cripple. What man would stay loyal to that?" The bride's fury erupted. She no longer wished to argue. Instead, she declared, "I was never crippled. I only pretended to test his love." The groom and Laura scoffed. "Prove it then. Stand up." The guests too grew restless. Could it be true? Had the woman they'd pitied for years only been pretending all along? All eyes fell on the bride, waiting to see if she would rise.